It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling.
Hey guys, for today's video, we're doing Squishy Makeover number 11. 10 plus 1 is 11. Not enough fingers for this. This makeover is going to be a little bit different, have a little bit of a twist to it. When I first started doing Squishy Makeovers, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I was very bad at it. Not the bunnies! And there were quite a few squishies that I ruined and never showed on camera. But today is the day. Today is the day that I rescue them from the trenches. They will be fixed as best as I possibly can. These squishies are in very bad shape, and I am not quite sure how they're gonna turn out. As you guys know, my Squishy Makeover series is inspired by Moriah Elizabeth, so I'm going to apply all of the knowledge that I have acquired and try my absolute best to rescue these absolutely horrific looking squishies. They're kind of a wreck. So let's see how much I can actually fix these squishies. Okay, so here is my bag of squishies that I have ruined. Fixing squishies I've ruined. Informative note, I have had these in a bag for a while and I've been afraid to even try. But today's the day. Which one will I do first? We're gonna go with this weird creature. You can't quite tell what it's supposed to be because it's very Frankenstein together. It used to actually be a bunny. You can tell because it has massive scars on the sides of its head. That's where the ears were. I replaced those large bunny ears with these very tiny ears that just look too small for the head. Everything about this is totally ruined and cracking, but we're gonna attempt to fix it. The first obvious step to fixing this is to smooth things out as best as possible. So I'm using some puffy paint and really trying to cover up some of the scarring. However, this squishy has a ton of scarring and uneven bumps around the head. So much that I decided to make it part of the design. I've decided to make the squishy a bright pastel pink. So that's my first thing I'm doing, just painting that all over. I did a lot of coats of this to make sure it was as smooth as possible. Then I took out some yellow and I decided to mix together a lemony yellow color. I wanted the yellow to look like a lemonade color because I decided to theme the squishy after pink lemonade. Pink lemonade is pink, but there's also lemons in it, so it would be pink and yellow. Once the base coats were down, it was time to solve the giant chunks that had been carved out of the head of this bunny rabbit. I decided that the best way to cover up the large scars and gashes on this creature's head was to take the lemonade color and just make it look like it was really dripping all over the head. Something that worries me a bit about this video, I will say, is last Squishy Makeover I did. Squishy Makeover number 10. I was getting a lot of comments saying, oh my gosh, this is your best Squishy Makeover so far. You're on the top of your game. Everything came out amazing. And I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, because I knew the next Squishy Makeover I was doing was fixing squishies I've ruined. And that is kind of a really hard type of Squishy Makeover to do, and I'm just hoping that this is going to come out kind of as good as my usual squishies. I'm trying my best. Once I had painted all of the yellow and pink on this squishy, it was time for some details. I felt like it was missing something on the head. So I took out this mini squishy, this rainbow mini squishy, and decided maybe we could make it look like there's a lemon on top of the head. No, I don't like this one. Maybe the watermelon will work. I feel like that's a pretty good shape. Okay, let's make it a little smaller, and I think that would be a good lemon slice on the top of this squishy's head. For the lemon details, I decided to take some creative liberties with the way lemon slices look. I decided this lemon slice looked way too much like a slice of cheese. A triangle of cheese, really. The pink and the yellow looked way too separate, and I felt like I needed the pink to be on the yellow to bring things together and really balance it out. So that's why I decided to make the pink polka dots on the lemonade and also add the details in that pink color. And then I decided I needed a third color. At first I made them polka dots, but then I decided to change it to hearts because I just like hearts. I think they're cutesy. So I added these orange hearts all over the lemonade. This squishy is really starting to look very unrealistic. Lemonade does not have pink polka dots and hearts in it, but oh well. I added the white parts of the eyes into the circle that was already there. These are huge circle eyes, but I really couldn't change it because of the indentations. I made the mouth yellow at first and absolutely hated it as I started to look at it. I was doing the pupils and I was like, oh no, the mouth looks like it's glowing. So I changed the mouth to be black. And I think that's better. I also added some details around the eyes, the eyelashes, the eyeliner, and the eyebrows. Putting into some orange, and we are making the iris of this, I guess it's a mouse. It's kind of weird because this thing kind of looks like a mouse with cheese on its head, but it's also pink. I don't really know, guys. I was going for pink lemonade, but I feel like this could also be a cheesy mouse, which is kind of more disgusting to me because it looks like a bright nacho cheese on a mouse. Here is the before and the after, and I have to say, honestly, side by side, this is a massive improvement. I absolutely love the colors. I really love the eyes. I do feel like when you look at it, it's a little confusing because it looks like a mouse with cheese on it, but then it also has pink lemonade colors. It's very weird and very confusing, but I also think it's cute. So I'm conflicted. I don't know. Let's move on to the next squishy, which is going to be this heart-shaped cupcake. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It was made in my homemade squishy video, which went so wrong. It was unbelievable. And it's very, very hard to press. It's not very squishy, but I do like the shape, and I felt like it was worth painting. Taking out my pink toolbox to get my scissor. This is a very thick squishy, so I wanted to cut off some of it, but I realized the scissor wasn't gonna cut it. I instead used a knife. Slice it off. Nice. Okay. What are you doing? I'm taking out my orange, and I'm going to be mixing together a tan cookie color because I have decided to turn this squishy into a sugar cookie. Once we have the tan cookie color, well, I had to mix in some more white, and then we're ready to paint
our cookie.
The front of this cookie is so smooth and well shapen, and then we have the back. The back looks like a sponge, and there's really not much I can do for this. I layered it on thick and tried to cover the holes, and then it's time for some frosting. Here is where things really started to go wrong. I was trying to just have fun, creating a fun sugar cookie decoration, and I think I got a little overconfident. In the past, I did a video where I actually decorated real cookies with real icing. I had so much fun in that video, and I thought I did a good job. I really liked the way it turned out. Going into decorating this, I said, this is just one cookie. It'll be a piece of cake. But as I decorated this cookie, it started to get worse and worse and worse. I assessed the situation. It looked like it had way too much icing, but I wanted to try to fix it again. So I added even more paint and made it even worse. This is just a mess. It's disgusting. I had to wipe it all off. I just could not take it. It was horrible and I wanted to start again. This is what happens sometimes when you don't go in with a plan. My first attempt was a disaster because I did not decide what I was gonna do before I started painting. But this time was gonna be different. I had a specific plan and vision. This decoration is definitely simpler, but it's also a realistic sugar cookie design that I've seen people do a bunch. It's the marbling effect, And I thought it would be cool on the heart-shaped cookie because it kind of looks like that heartbeat thing cardiologists use. The ba-bum, ba-bum tracks the heartbeat. Here is the before and the after for this heart-shaped sugar cookie. Is this the best thing in the world? No, but I do appreciate it looks like a sugar cookie. The bottom is still kind of a wreck, but there was really not much I could do to fix that. It's not that much more squishy than before, but it is marginally improved. Although this is a simple squishy, it's a very cute heart, and I actually kind of like it. Alright, let's move on to our last squishy. This is a very Frankenstein creature. The arms, those are bunny ears. The body, that's a pear. The head, I think, was a bear panda bun. I don't know. This whole thing is just very Frankenstein together. I really made things a lot harder for myself than they had to be when I first started doing squishy makeovers. I would take all these tiny mini squishies and kind of glue them together and try to create a new type of squishy, which is not really what you have to do to make squishy makeovers. I feel like, especially as a beginner, it's probably better to just take one squishy and repaint it. But instead, I took so many different squishies, glued them together, did so many repairs and modifications. It was just too much to do as a beginner. But honestly, this tendency to overcomplicate things as a beginner is just very me. When I don't know how to do something, I'll make it as complicated as possible and try the hardest possible way to do it first. I always feel like this helps me to learn as much as possible at once, and then after I've learned all that, I can go back and do it the normal way. It's definitely a weird approach to learning, but it's what I like to do. You can see the arms and the tail are very bumpy and weirdly shaped, so I tried to fix that by covering it with the darker blue, and then I moved on to the face. I started off by doing the whites of the eyes, and then I added the nose and mouth for this seal. I feel like it looks most like a seal, so we're gonna go with that. The nose kind of stuck out and the mouth had an indentation, so I couldn't really change the placement of that. And once that was done, it was time to add the pupils for this blue seal. She got some very pretty eyelashes and some blue irises. After that, I added the highlights to the eyes as well as a little highlight to the nose. And last but not least, I added my signature to the back of the squishy. And here is the before and after side by side. It's a little strange and oddly shaped, but I have to say, I actually really like it for some reason. I feel like it's a little awkward. It's not the best thing I've ever created, but it's also kind of cute, and it's different because there's no squishy out there that's shaped like this. And here are all 3 of the squishies that I did for this video. Are these the best squishies I have ever created? No, but in general, I am pretty happy with what I was able to accomplish given how absolutely ruined they were when I started. I do really love the pink lemonade character. I feel like her eyes are just so cute. She's a little confusing. Is it lemonade or is it cheese? We don't know, and that's part of the fun, right? If you'd like to see my other squishy makeovers, I have them linked in one of these boxes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next week for another video. Bye!